Previously on Shafted.
I'm Ben Mossman. I'm a mine engineer. I've worked at 8 underground producing mines.
Honorable Speaker, in March and June of 2015, Banks Island Gold had 2 separate tailings spills.
That mine was closed, it was closed, and it's still closed, and it will never reopen, Honorable Speaker.
That's when I decided to turn everything in.
I'm Ben Mossman, president of Ryegrass Valley.
They were dumping mine tailings into the environment from the mill.
I believe that our project meets the high environmental standards and values in Nevada County.
They were dumping mine slime water into the environment.
We set out to design what will be the most attractive and environmentally friendly gold mine in the world.
It was rolling into a creek and then into a lake.
Almost 2,000 people have submitted their names to this commission in support of the mine.
Imagine my surprise when my husband and I saw our names listed as supporters of the mine. Our names were forged electronically.
The water destroy many acres of wetlands, add significant amounts of greenhouse gases into our environment, and return to our legacy of mining. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors to decline to certify the final environmental impact report and regarding the project actions that we adopt Section A.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Just for clarification, the A option included approving the EIR and denying the project.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, the motion could be a motion to approve recommendation A with the exception of not certifying the environmental impact report.
That sounds like wording that an attorney would do for me, so that's what I propose. Hey, Mike, does that help?
Are you clear?
Yes, I think that clarifies, if that indeed is the motion, for the record, yes.
Clerk, will you please call the roll?
So wait. We are declining to certify the EIR. The motion on the is to decline to certify the EIR and deny the rezone, deny the use permit, etc. The project.
Yes.
Okay.
Bill, second?
A second.
And we'll have the roll.
Commissioner McAteer.
Yes.
Commissioner Millman.
Yes.
Commissioner Duncan.
Yes.
Commissioner Mastrodonato.
Yes.
Chair Greeno.
Yes.
After 2 days of presentations and public comment, both for and against Rise Gold's proposal to reopen the Idaho-Maryland mine, Nevada County's Planning Commission voted unanimously to reject the environmental impact report and advised against approving the project. Nearly a month later, a press release appeared in the local paper, The Union. The front page story was signed by Ben Mossman. It warned that the company had authored a letter to the county supervisors detailing grievances about the Planning Commission's decision. One commissioner in particular, Terry McAteer, is now in the crosshairs of the 154-page document.
Nevada County has a great history of mining. We have huge pockets of gold. But if this mine was 20 miles to the east of us, we'd be having a different conversation than we currently are. We happen to be almost suburbia to Sacramento, and therefore it changed the whole nature when you want to now open a gold mine that's now surrounded by a bunch of single-family homes.
If we had thought that these other outside areas were issue, we would mitigate them up front.
The last people that tried to open this mine, the EIR came out and said essentially, hey, listen, we can't really tell what the impact to wells is going to be. If you dewater the mine and take all the water out and you have all these straws in the ground called wells, it might have an impact upon these wells. And that's common sense. It didn't take a rocket science, it didn't take a geologist. I'm not a geologist. I just sort of said, of course.
So I'm to understand that you've requested a $14 million bond.
Mm-hmm.
Has the applicant agreed to that?
To my knowledge, the applicant has not agreed to it. We made the request in our comments that were submitted in response to the draft environmental document, and in the responses that were included in the final EIR, it was declined to be included as mitigation.
The new EIR came out and said, no possibility. There will be no possibility of anything happening to all these hundreds of wells that surround this mine property.
And I don't know where the $14 million bond comes from. That wasn't explained. But it's a very high number. I mean, if you look at that East Bennett area.
Well, not to put in 300 people water line, service water line. That's.
Well, I don't know why would it be 300? Because if you look at the next neighboring areas, those are in the kind of 2-foot drawdown contour. That's 70 parcels. 300 is all like a huge area around the mine that there's just no potential for them to be impacted.
Well, so I represent those people, okay? Let's get this clear. Now, their concern is my concern. That's why I'm a representative.
This EIR had no backup plans. It wasn't like, if this happens, then we get this. And then if that happens, we get this. That's what an EIR should be telling you, is what is going to be the environmental impact and how do you mitigate those problems.
In what some opponents have called an act of desperation, Rise Gold's legal counsel, Braden Chadwick, has now invoked a legal strategy that failed him on a previous Nevada County gold mine proposal.
Respectfully requests that this commission recognize the vested right that has existed since '54. The binding has never been abandoned as an intended use of the property by any property owner, and the county hasn't proven that it has. And again, it is their burden to prove that. And if you have any questions, I'll take those, and I'd like to reserve just a couple minutes.
Chadwick is arguing again that suspended operations does not mean the mine was abandoned, and the company is entitled to vested rights to mine, a kind of grandfather clause that would allow them to ignore most of the regulations imposed only on new mines established after 1976.
So let's talk about the Brunswick site itself. Now, this site has been used for industrial uses for 130 years. It's a part of the community. It's been here prior to the county. It's been here prior to every land use almost that's in the county itself. It has a history of mining, of logging and sawmill uses most recently, and other industrial uses. In fact, it's currently.
Meanwhile, Ben Mossman's legal battles in British Columbia have for now been resolved. He was convicted of 13 counts of environmental negligence for his most recent mine, the Yellow Giant, on the remote Banks Island. On September 27th, Ben Mossman appeared in Prince Rupert Criminal Court for sentencing. He's now personally liable for fines totaling just under 30,000 Canadian dollars. The case is expected to be appealed by both prosecution and defense for a second time. But Rise Gold issued a press release the day before the sentencing. Ben Mossman is to be replaced by a new CEO, Joseph Mullen, a mining executive with experience in selling and possibly liquidating mining companies.